You don't need to have it all figured out yet. I would even go as far to say is that you shouldn't have your whole life figured out at 18, 20, or even 24. I'm not trying to sound like every other person yapping on the internet or in real life trying to parent you with advice, but I just went through several years of feeling lost in that exact way, and I want to share some of my thoughts on this period of life while it's still fresh in my mind. Here's what you gotta remember. You're not supposed to know your direction. You just finished 12 or 13 years of structured education. Now you're at this huge pivot in your life. There's no rules or way to keep score anymore. It's just you out in the world. For a lot of guys, it's their first time moving out of their parents' house, a lot of times going to college, and it's a huge change with huge challenges. I think I've been lucky to see this, but that lost feeling is where you grow. You should want to feel lost and directionless for a while, to struggle and overcome something difficult, because that's one of the best mental places to be to grow and really get your life off to a good start. This time really is a clean slate to figure out who you are and what makes you happy, with as little holding you back as it'll ever be. Here's the trick though, this period of life is both the best opportunity, but also a trap you can get stuck in for the rest of your life. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times I'll see older coworkers or family that seem like they spent their whole lives drifting with no purpose, and I think, I never want to end up like that. Thankfully, I think I'm starting to exit the worst part of the lost and confusing age of early adulthood. Little did I know, but there were some actions I took to help me find my purpose and give me some stability. I guess these are changes I either made directly to parts of my life or made an effort to learn about them. That's what I wanted to talk about in this video. 6 basics of life that you should start building to navigate the confusing phase of life in your teens and early 20s. Coming from a guy who thought I'd never figure it out. Comment below. How have you found direction and purpose in your life when you felt the most lost? Before you can achieve anything, you need to focus on belonging. Find where your real friends are. In a confusing time of your teens and early 20s, it can be easy to feel isolated and alone. Being alone only makes this confusion worse. You don't need a huge group of friends and become super popular, but having 2 to 5 people who you are close to, people you can talk to about just about anything and not be judged, is way more valuable than being popular with 50 plus acquaintances that you barely know. These will be the people you can share your thoughts and ideas with, and you have friends to fall back on if you have bad times. This whole thing is the foundation for every other part of a fulfilling life. Without these people to root for you along the way, almost nothing else matters. Some practical examples to build up these relationships without the framework of school to meet in are saying yes to invites like movies, dinners, sports outings, trips, and game nights. Create these memories now and hold on to those friendships that you already value. You will all feel better as a result. If you don't have a close circle yet, that's okay. Now is the time to meet people, just as everyone else is at the same starting line with you. Join clubs, gyms, and shared hobby events. Be social at work too. You never know who you might meet someone you might hit it off with. Having some quality friends in your corner now will make everything going forward a little easier. Another great skill to learn early on in life is dating. Now is the best time to start because, like I said before, nobody else knows what they want either. It's also important to remember that dating is just a practice, not a performance. Nobody gets it right on the first try. I know when I was 18, I had no fucking idea how to date or what I wanted out of a relationship. Also, don't take it too seriously at this stage either. Almost nobody meets the one at this stage. The most important part to learn is to communicate, set boundaries, and handle rejection. It will probably be rough at first, but why not practice now when the stakes are as low as they'll ever be? I think I've learned that dating at this stage is way more about learning about yourself than locking in someone forever. Another great way I found some direction is finding out what I wanted to do for work. Finding a job that brings you some joy, something you can be good at, and work that makes you feel like you're serving a purpose can really help set you up for a fulfilling, successful life later. Likewise, finding a path to get to that career is a great way to give yourself progress to track in life. This is a huge decision, and since normal school barely prepares you for it, just take your time now to figure it out. What worked for me was finding the intersection of what I'm good at, what I enjoy doing enough, and what I can get paid for. Something to consider here is avoid following the follow your passion advice, unless it somehow fits in that framework, because you might be putting yourself on a path that leads to instability and a lot of financial stress later on. Especially during this time, a great way to make your time useful is get an experience. Alongside the usual research and career advice videos online, look for real world advice. Find people in your community that have the lifestyle that you want, or look elsewhere. A great way to find some hands on experience is internships, job shadowing. I know as hard as those can be to get, or even part time work in a similar place. Be open to everything and try everything, and you'll probably find a career eventually that checks all of your boxes. Picking the right career starting point now can lead to a life that aligns with all of your goals. Something else I'm super glad I did when I was 18 was learn the basics of money. If you figure this stuff out now, you'll be better off than 99% of your peers financially. If you go into your adult life not seeking money for status, but having the mindset that is a tool to build the life you want, will help you a long way. Money is used in the exchange of time, and if you use it correctly, it can provide immense value for your time. At this stage of life, the best couple things you can do is learn how to control your spending, budget, and then learn how to make your money work for you. Start by building a budget. This can be as simple as a spreadsheet that tracks how much money you make and how much you spend. That's probably common sense, but you'd be surprised how many people don't know the basics. Then just work to make sure the number you keep is higher than the number you spend. I've seen a lot of people start bad habits of spending and using credit cards at this age, and that'll catch up to them in the future and ruin them financially if they don't get a hold of it. Likewise, you can also start investing at this age, and doing this alone can greatly improve your financial situation, far above your peers. Just learn delayed gratification now, because little sacrifices now can bring huge gains in your future. We all know the stock market grows over time, so every dollar you put in now at this age can be worth 20 or even more when you decide to retire. The most basic but powerful thing you can do is open an IRA retirement account with one of the major brokers online. In America, these are called Roth IRAs. Just link your bank account to withdraw $25 or $50 a month minimum and auto invest in a broad market index fund. Do this at 18, and increasing the amount with your income increases every year will almost guarantee that you become a millionaire at some point in your life. This all might sound complicated, but just doing your research now can set you up for massive success financially for the rest of your life. The bottom line is, you don't need to be rich, especially at this stage of your life. You just need to be not stressed, and the rest of the pieces usually fall into place. A kind of secret strategy I learned to build some mental discipline in your teens and early 20s is getting into some form of fitness. There's never been a better time than now to get in the best shape of your life, and it will never be easier. If you want to get your dream body, now's the best time. You can get all the hard work out of the way, and you can just maintain it for decades just by eating healthy and exercising a little bit. Even if you don't do it for aesthetics, picking some form of exercise builds physical discipline and, as a result, mental stability. It doesn't matter what you choose running, a sport, lifting weights, or martial arts. All that matters is that you're consistent. Doing something physically hard on purpose, pause, is great for your brain and helps regulate stress. Once you build this habit and stick with it week after week, you'll be surprised at how many other pieces of your life fall together. A final point no one makes that once you leave high school, and especially your parents behind, your values and goals are all up to you. You need some reason to get up in the morning, something to work toward, and some moral compass to follow. It's at this stage that people often realize that their peers, teachers, parents, or superiors don't need to have any power over what you value. It's completely up to you. You don't need a planned out 10-year framework, you just need a direction to take your life. Start by finding what you value. Is it freedom? Is it building a family? Is it traveling the world? Is it reaching as many people as possible or something else? Ask yourself, what do I value? What kind of life do I respect? And what problems do I want to solve? This is where you find your emotional payoff. By finding what you value, you can build your goals, and from those goals, you can take action toward them. All you need to know is direction, because direction, at the end of the day, beats clarity, especially at this stage. Just remember this: feeling lost doesn't mean you're behind, it means you're at the start. I'd be a hypocrite if I said I had everything figured out in my own life. But implementing these 6 things into my own life have really helped me cover my basics while allowing me to explore my mind and find a direction and a little bit of purpose for my life. At the end of the day, that's really what this channel is about: me figuring life out in real time. If anything in this video helped, feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.